you got into watches, how it kind of dovetails into cars.
Everything for me is just has to be fun, has to be unique, and it has to speak to you. Obviously, this watch did all those things to still own it. The next one I got from you guys is the turquoise colored.
Golden gray will be like, hey, remember we did that thing? We drove around and talked about all sorts of things in life.
Well, Paul, I can't think of anything I'd rather do on a beautiful Friday afternoon than talk cars, watches, and wine with you. And truth be told, this is something we do quite often. It's not a unique thing.
It is indeed.
Like that. And I want to talk watches since we just went for a drive in one of your new old Mercedes. Why you got into watches, how it kind of dovetails into cars. And of course, you've been a big Manta supporter since day one. So we definitely want to talk about that. So if it's all right with you, let's jump into that and talk about the very special Manta on your wrist.
Absolutely. So everything for me is just has to be fun, has to be unique, and it has to speak to you. And for me, obviously, this watch did all those things to still own it. I mean, what's it been? 8 years?
8 years now.
Yeah.
And I see you wear it quite often, which is a great compliment.
I love it. The symmetry of it's great. The depth of the blue in the dial, the exposed crown guard, and some of the homage to the, older style dive watches, construction of the bracelet. I mean, everything about this watch is just exactly right. Everything that I enjoy, buy, sell personally or for the business has all of those characteristics. Somebody made it with a purpose, with a reason, and it's something that resonates with me.
And you've got a personal connection to it, which will help. It's always nice to buy from friends.
The next one I got from you guys is the turquoise colored. And the first time I saw this, I just, I think it was like maybe March, April, May kind of thing.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And you had it on and I just thought summer, Yeah, white pants, or white polo. And it has more character to me than the Rolex iteration. It's thinner. The depth of the color in the dial is just absolutely perfect in the way that you colored the Rahat, but set the markers back into it. It's so seamless. So this has been one of my favorite watches that, I wear a lot during the summer.
Yep. And the Noble's become the most popular model in the collection.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Everything I own, I use regularly.
Right.
Don't be afraid of little scratches, nings, and, dings and nicks, but just be careful with it. Use it regularly. Enjoy it, because that's what it's meant for.
Where are your watches?
Absolutely. So we have two more, and this one is what I use to time eggs and things when I cook them. It's an Audemars Piguet chronograph. The reason why I wanted this watch was the depth of the dial. So that's a lacquer dial, and it just, with applied markers, and it's just absolutely perfect in every way to me. There's a little contrast with the white hands on the chronograph and the sub chronograph sodium that makes it just have a little bit of sporty and less, you have to wear this with a business suit in the 90s sort of thing. You could wear this with a t-shirt, you could wear this with a suit, everything in between.
As you do.
Yeah.
Again, I've seen that many times in your attire.
And of course the, AP on the one-ended clasp it's just such a cool touch that they started doing in the 90s as well. And
so unnecessary in the sense that it doesn't change the functionality,
and you don't
so well thought out.
But it's the little things that are for the owner that, make it feel special, because on the wrist, of course, it's beautiful and everything else, but to take it off and see this and know that it's just for you is really a nice detail.
I remember the first time I saw that AP did that, and I thought, wow, that is so brilliant. And from a branding perspective and just the cool factor, I still, like, every time I see it, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Well, the other thing I want to mention, when you look at a fantastic collection of 6 timepieces, obviously I have to acknowledge that there's only one brand that has more than one in this collection, 2 models in the collection. I can't thank you enough for your support since day one. I still remember, like, yesterday when you came to the launch party that we did in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were like, I have to have that watch immediately. Like, you were in.
You make beautiful things. You should be really, really proud.
We are.
picked this one to showcase because it's so unusual. It's 12,000 original miles. It's all original paint, all original interior, trim, everything. Nothing has been touched on this car. The tires are even, almost 50 years old. This is one that really doesn't exist anywhere else. So whoever owns this is going to have a great car, whether they decide to drive it and use it with some frequency.
And the pinstripe.
Yeah, so
What about the pinstripe?
So none of these cars came from the factory with pinstripes. It was always added at the dealer, very popular option. So people assume that they all had them because so many of them do. But this one in particular, obviously hand done. And the person who did it was enough of a, important pinstriper that they signed their name on it and just a little detail there. This is a 1967 Jaguar 340. In the late 90s, someone did a $60,000 restoration on this car, which at the time, a really nice one would have been $15,000 or $20,000. Bottom, inside, outside, everything was done. The hours that would have gone in to finishing that wood, are more than what it would take to paint most cars. The craftsmanship to do that sort of thing nowadays is almost non-existent. So to find
Cost prohibitive, or?
well, it's cost prohibitive and no one has the skill. So to find something of this age that's of this quality, especially at this price point, you might see $1 million cars, that have restorations like this, but to find a car like this that is this good is just unheard of. I really appreciate you doing this, man. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad we got the opportunity to do it. So
It's always fun hanging out, man.
me too. And I've got one more thing to show you.
Let's see it.